Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years!
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
All right. I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the, let's call it the greater Dallas area, down here for Big 12 meetings. John Roser back in Memphis producing things. Glad he's here. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. And I hope you're not a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, because if you are, oh buddy, that was rough. Last night, rough series. The New York Knicks complete a historic 4-game sweep of Cleveland's professional basketball franchise. Now they're waiting on the Spurs and the Thunder. Game 5 is set for tonight in OKC. The basketball stuff is getting good. We'll talk about it momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, around 10:20, Evan Hayes is going to join me. He covers the Grizzlies for, among other outlets, SI Now. Had an interesting column, SINow.com, ranking the guards that are on the Grizzlies roster right now. It starts with number 12, because he's still on the roster right now. I'll talk to Evan Hayes about the NBA playoffs and his latest Grizzly stories. We'll do that in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we will discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, as Jason Munns detailed in a story over at commercialappeal.com, we are now just 1 week away from Penny Hardaway's Tigers starting summer workouts. We'll talk Memphis basketball a bit. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. Just like the Big 12 spring meetings are happening down here in Texas, the SEC spring meetings are happening right now down in Florida. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey spoke on the expansion of the college football playoff yesterday. I'll tell you what he said, why he seems to be in a stare down with the Big Ten commissioner. We'll do that in just a bit. There are now reports that the SEC is considering reprimanding LSU coach Lane Kiffin for his comments about Ole Miss more or less still having too many connections to its racist past for it not to negatively impact football recruiting. I'll tell you how Lane responded to this latest bit of news. We'll do that later on in the show. Crazy story involving Japan's most successful and storied baseball franchise. The manager of a big franchise in Tokyo was arrested for allegedly assaulting his daughter. It sounds bad. He's now lost his job, but I'm going to give you the details, and we'll get Roser's thoughts on that. We'll do it in the third segment in the 52nd Annual American Music Awards. They were held last night in Las Vegas. BTS was the big winner. Taylor Swift got nothing after leading with 8 nominations. And yes, we'll use all of this to settle into a conversation about Travis Kelce chugging beers at this weekend's Game 3 of Knicks Cavaliers. We will do that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start in the NBA, where the Knicks are doing things to teams that have never been done in the history of the National Basketball Association. Played the Cavs again last night, beat their brains in again last night to complete what was a 4-game sweep and advance to the NBA Finals. The Knicks are there for the first time since 1999. Final score last night, New York 130. Cleveland 93. That's a 37-point win on the road with Timothy and Kylie sitting courtside inside Rocket Arena. While doing it, the Knicks, they made history in a bunch of different ways. That's a 37-point win. Again, that means 3 wins in this postseason by at least 35 points. If you're curious if that's ever been done before, nope, it hasn't. In these playoffs, they've now played 14 games. They're 12-2 with a point differential. The Knicks are plus 271. That's the best for a team entering the NBA Finals in the history of organized sports. They're the first to ever win 4 games in the conference finals, all by double digits. Michael Jordan and the Bulls, LeBron and the Heat, Magic and the Lakers, Steph and KD and the Warriors. Name your awesome NBA teams, however many of them you want to list. And just know that none of them have ever done what Jalen Brunson and the Knicks are doing right now in this moment. John Roser, it is good to see you on this Tuesday morning. I hope you had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Appreciate you being here while Bennett's away with his lovely family. First question for you. Are the Knicks awesome?
The Knicks are awesome. And you know how we always say in sports, the veteran team, you got to be careful. So, these veteran teams, can they turn it on? Can you just turn it on after you had kind of a, regular season? The Knicks never really looked like this in the regular season. They were 22-19 on the road, and they're just beating the absolute crap out of everybody now. There's 5 teams that had a better record than them. The Lakers had the same record. The Houston Rockets, we know what they look like. The Rockets only had 1 less win than the Knicks. No, they are the veteran team that has turned it on, and they are awesome.
The playoffs are supposed to get harder for you,
yeah,
not easier. The playoffs are easier for them than the regular season was for one reason or another. I don't know that there's an obvious and excellent explanation for this. Do you know? I'll just tee it up for you. Is there an explanation for what is going on?
I think some of it, I will say, I think they have chemistry together. I think they absolutely have chemistry together. I think OG Anunoby has supplanted, has stamped his flag in the ground as like, I'm the third guy on this team. And then I also think, remember like the first like 4 or 5 games of the Atlanta series, like Mikal Bridges was like almost unplayable. Mikal Bridges has been, he didn't shoot well last night, but if you go for the last game of the Hawks series, every game in the Philly series, and every game up until last night, Mikal Bridges has been unbelievable for them. I just think it's all kind of coming together, and it's all clicking.
You see James Harden's post-game comments that are getting attention?
They're better, right?
I mean, it's a wild thing to say when you just set the wrong kind of history in a conference finals. But James Harden last night was asked in the post-game about, how much better the Knicks are than the Cavs. Like, what does that gap look like to him? And he more or less said, that's a hard question to answer because, I realize we just lost 4 straight games to them and they're moving on and we're not. But I think we're the better team. And he went on from there to, but we didn't show it in this series and, we've got to be better and blah, blah, blah. But just, I think PR 101 probably, if you get swept out of the playoffs in historic fashion, if asked how much better the other team is than you, just say, obviously, a lot, it looks like.
Yeah.
We just lost 4 straight games by double digits. We lost to them up there. They came over here, beat our brains in. We just lost by 37. It looks like they're clearly better than us because anything short of that or certainly going as far as saying, yeah, I know we just got swept by them, but I think we're better than them. That's gonna go viral for the wrong reasons.
James Harden, I don't know if he's ever struck me as the guy who cares about the PR. This is the same guy who, like, in the middle of a series or like in the middle of a road trip during the regular season, he just like dips off to Vegas for a night. Like, he'll just go spend the night at Drea's or whatever, or be gambling at the Wynn or wherever for like an entire night in the middle of a road trip. So I don't know if James Harden cares about the PR side.
It is possible. I acknowledge it is possible. I care more about James Harden's comments than James Harden cares about his own comments that are getting distributed and laughed out coast to coast. But whatever. Congrats to the Knicks. They advanced. Let me ask you this. I think most people, myself included, thought that we were deciding the NBA championship on the western side of the league, that whoever advances from Thunder Spurs is going to advance past the Knicks or the Cavs and win the NBA championship. For OKC, it would be 2 in a row. For the Spurs, it might be the start of something special. And I think in the betting markets, it's still going to frame that way when we get there. But I think it feels a little silly right now to talk about this team that's doing historically unprecedented things, the New York Knicks, like they don't have a chance against the Thunder or the Spurs. I mean, how can you say they don't have a chance when you're watching them do what they do?
And they have the more veteran team. Like they have the experience. They're all veterans. Anunoby has won a title before. Yeah, I think it's like sometimes if you can beat the Sixers, or if you can beat the Hawks by like 60, and you can beat the Sixers by 30 and the Cavs by 30, I think like you could beat the Thunder or the Spurs by like 6 or 8.
It at least makes it more compelling on paper than I thought it was going to be. I was looking forward to the Western Conference Finals, and then I'll enjoy the NBA Finals the way I always do. But, man, give me Thunder Spurs. That's the one I want to lock in on. And now I'm like, give me whoever gets out of this thing against Timothy and Kylie and Ben Stiller and Jalen Brunson, Madison Square Garden and Midtown Manhattan. Like, this is at least sets up to be on paper like an all-time great NBA Finals in terms of storylines. It's the Knicks trying to do it in Midtown Manhattan against either the two-time MVP and possible back-to-back champs, or here comes Wemby. If you ain't got your championship yet, good luck.
Right. No, good. Yeah. Good luck. You've got the upstart Spurs with possibly, everybody saying this guy could end up being the greatest thing to ever play basketball. And then, as you said, Oklahoma City, like, I don't have the list on me. There can't be many guys in the league that have ever won back-to-back MVP and back-to-back finals MVP. And, like, SGA could very well do that, too.
It sets up awesome. Now we just got to figure out who's going to represent the West. On that note, Game 5, Western Conference Finals is tonight. Thunder Spurs, downtown OKC. This is the good stuff. The best-of-7 series is now tied 2-2 after Victor Wembanyama delivered another masterpiece in Game 4 on Memorial Day Eve, if that's a thing. OKC is a 4.5-point favorite tonight. Feels like a huge game, not only in this series, but, and I don't mean to be hyperbolic or repeat myself, sometimes I'm both. It feels like a huge game in this series and for the trajectory of the NBA. Like, if Oklahoma City wins tonight, then they are clearly on a path where they could go down as back-to-back champs. And if San Antonio wins tonight, they find themselves on a path with a closeout game at home in Game 6 to where we could watch the reign of Wemby, and this is the beginning of it. 7:30 NBC. How do you see this one unfolding tonight?
I actually think in this series, the most impressed I've been was Oklahoma City in Game 3. I thought Oklahoma City in Game 3 looked like champs. And I think it was like they got the one they needed. They needed to get one in San Antonio, and they got the one in Game 3, and they were down 15-0, and they were just chill about it. Caruso calmed them down, and they pretty much dominated the rest of Game 3. And I don't know. I kind of thought they played Game 4 like they knew they got the one in Game 3 that they needed. I think Oklahoma City is going to cover this tonight.
OKC, -4.5 at home. Win this when they get the closeout game, Game 6 in San Antonio. Obviously, if we get a Game 7, they'll bring it back to the Paycom Center. Also worth noting before we get to Evan Hayes, did you hear about how the NBA is trying to screw the Grizzlies on draft picks?
I heard about this.
So this is a thing that is almost certainly not going to be a real thing. It'll either get voted down or altered or even if it goes through, it's an unlikely scenario to where the Grizzlies would have to pay an actual price. But for folks who missed it, there was an interesting headline this weekend connected to the NBA that a lot of people then directly connected to the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me walk you through it. Drew Hill had a story column on it, dailymemphian.com. You should read his piece. I don't want to bore you with all the ins and outs of it, but the gist of it is that a new and very complicated system designed to reduce the motivation for franchises to tank in an attempt to get, a better draft pick. Yeah. This new system has a clause in it that states that no franchise is allowed to secure through the lottery a top 5 pick in 3 consecutive years. Now, it's a small detail, but it could be a big deal. Small detail, unlikely, but could be catastrophic for the Grizzlies because this is a franchise that in the trade of Jaren Jackson Jr. with Utah gained access to Salt Lake's 2027 first-round pick. Now, follow me here. The Jazz picked 5th in 2025. They will pick 2nd in the 2026 NBA draft next month. So based on the current proposal, as submitted, Utah's 2027 pick cannot fall in the top 5, which means based on the current proposal, the pick could slot is 6th. Put another way, the NBA's new lottery system proposal, if passed, would clearly, theoretically punish the Grizzlies in connection to a trade that was executed many months before they ever knew the rules might change to their detriment. That's obviously not fair. Roser, can you calm me down and tell me there's no way the NBA actually passes this proposal as currently constructed?
Oh, I'll add to the fire. Adam Silver made this decision from a hotel room or an office in Nashville.
What? What?
No, it doesn't. So I don't. Okay, I have not gone. But isn't the lottery though only the top 4 teams? That's what you draw for is the top 4 teams. So why is this now extending to a top 5 pick when the commissioner or who is it, Mark Tatum, whatever gets up there? The lottery is only the top 4 teams, and then everything else just falls in an order after that.
It's just an arbitrary number that seems to not defend this. If I were talking to Adam Silver, I would say defend it. I'm going to tell you my issue with it. Now you defend it. And I don't think he could defend it.
I don't think he could defend it. It feels like they're just making stuff up as they go. They get so upset about one thing that they just move in this total other direction. We can't have that anymore. And now we're just going to make sure we can't have that. No exceptions.
I will say, man, I've made a habit for years of every time I'm talking about the NBA, the commissioner, the league office, I would say things like, that's a league being run by smart people. And I would always just sort of circle back to smart people. And these are bright folks and smart people. And yet they keep doing things that make me feel dumb for calling them smart.
Yeah.
This is the latest edition of it. How can you get all the greatest basketball minds in the world and on Twitter and not come up with something better than something the Sam Vicinis and Sam Quinns are going to be able to pick apart in seconds? They saw this proposal, smart NBA guys who follow the league and study the draft. They saw this proposal and very quickly identified an obvious problem that should not be allowed. You are punishing a franchise in a way that should not be allowed. And 2 random NBA writers noticed it immediately. How do you let that get out of your office?
Yeah, no, it does. There's nobody in that office that stands up and goes, "Well, hold on now, let's just."
That's exactly right. That's what it is. There's got to be somebody in that office.
Somebody in there.
Who is? And if there isn't somebody in your office who held their hand up and said, "What are we doing?" You ready? Hire Sam Vecini then to come work for you.
Hire Sam Quinn,
Hire Sam Quinn to work for you. They picked up on it immediately. How did nobody in your office say, "Hey, all right, I like what we're doing here, but this little clause here, we might have a problem here." Because if Utah were to get a top 5 pick, that wouldn't be allowed. But the Grizzlies now home that pick. And so we'd be screwing the Grizzlies
Yes.
for a trade that they made at the trade deadline before we even started on this stuff. We can't do that.
Because
So
it would, because it would only be the Grizzlies' second straight year of picking in the top 5 if that happens, which is perfectly within your rules. Like, it's not Utah's pick anymore. It's a
thing that I'm assuming will get fixed one way or another.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that never should have seen the light of day. You cannot be a smart office and have proposals that are nonsensical be shared publicly. And they allowed a proposal to get shared publicly that has an obvious flaw right in the middle of it. Either you are screwing the Grizzlies intentionally, which is obviously wrong, or you didn't even know what you were doing when you put this proposal together, the full extent of it, which is obviously not ideal. Simply put, go ahead.
Well, the whole thing, doesn't it just seem like from the beginning of it, you've talked about this before, like, hey, like, this isn't a normal year, where teams just are doing what they're doing. Like, this is not a regular year. So the whole thing has just been an overreaction from the beginning.
I agree with that, but I do think there are ways to improve the lottery system.
For sure.
I just don't understand when you've got every nerd on the internet coming up with proposals to improve the lottery system, why this is what you come up with. Like, how did you hire nerds and let the nerds do it?
Yes.
All right? Because the nerds, with all due respect to my Sams, I love them both, but the nerds found the hole in your proposal within seconds of seeing it. How did nobody in your office notice it before it found its way to public consumption? And if you tell me somebody did notice it and didn't care, well, then that's even worse. So either you're actually intentionally screwing one of your 30 franchises, which I don't believe.
No.
Or you don't know what you're doing and you turned your homework in before it was ready for a perfect score. Sam Quinn and Sam Vecini noticed it. Drew Hill wrote about it. Simply put, you cannot implement new rules that punish a franchise in a way the franchise could not have reasonably seen coming. Period. New paragraph. Like, it's all right there. You cannot punish me for something that I did before I knew I could be punished for doing it. You can't tell me the speed limit is 70, watch me drive 60, then change the speed limit to 45, and then give me a ticket because I drove 60 yesterday when it was still okay to drive 60 yesterday. Similarly, when the Grizzlies traded Jaren Jackson Jr., they thought they were in play to maybe watch that pick land in the top 5. That's part of the value. That's part of the return. As multiple people pointed out on social media, if you know that pick is not a top 5 pick, no chance of it, is the trade even executed?
Right.
I don't know. But the details of the trade would change with this proposal. Part of the return is the possibility of a top 5 pick. Part of the value is the possibility of a top 5 pick. To devalue the return for Jaren Jackson Jr. 4 months after he was traded to Salt Lake City is ridiculous, and most importantly, just obviously wrong. So I'm going to assume, again, for one reason or another, they'll get this fixed. It won't happen. There's a lot of different ways you could do it. Drew had a few options in his column. You could just grandfather in the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. Just say this is the proposal. This is the proposal. These are the new rules. But the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade is grandfathered in. If that pick is a top 5 pick, the Grizzlies will have a top 5 pick. You could do that. That's pretty easy. Could shift top 5. You ready for this? To just top 4.
Yeah.
And then the Jazz don't qualify because they picked 5th as opposed to in the top 4 in 2025. Just change top 5 to top 4 and boom, problem solved. You could just change the language, as Drew pointed out in his column, and it could be they can't possess a top 5 pick instead of have a top 5 pick in 3 straight years, because right now the Jazz they're not gonna possess that top 5 pick. There are lots of workarounds here. I assume the NBA will find one. Either way, the vote is Thursday. Unless the language is altered, let's hope it fails to pass. Evan Hayes, SI Now. He'll join me next.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org.
I saw a still photo this morning. Look at this still photo of Wembanyama catching this ball.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's so unfair.
It's a 2K creative player, bro.
I texted you all that last night. I was like, "That crap is so unfair."
Bro, he's the dude, Vernon. I told you, he's the dude where you put him on the game, you can't use him, bro.
Look where his hands are.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. I'm in Dallas, Texas, Big 12 spring meeting. John Roser back in Memphis inside the Built Ford Tough studio producing things. And I'm joined now by Evan Hayes, who covers the Memphis Grizzlies for, among other outlets, SI Now. You can read all of his work at efhayes.com. That's his website, efhayesmedia.com. Let me make sure I got that right. Evan Hayes is GP. How you doing today, buddy? You good?
What's up, GP? How are you doing? I appreciate you plugging everything. You plugged my Twitter, you plugged my website, and SI Now. I appreciate that, my dog.
I got to send people your direction, make people know, make sure they understand where your work can be consumed. Appreciate you being here. We're going to get to the Grizzlies in a second. First, I want to talk to you about this draft lottery proposal that I mentioned in the opening segment. The details were scooped over the Memorial Day weekend, and very quickly, some NBA writers noted that if this passes as written, the Grizzlies, part of the return for the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade with Utah was a possible top 5 pick in the 2027 NBA draft. The way this proposal is written, Salt Lake would not be allowed to have that pick land in the top 5 because they picked top 5 in 2025 and they will pick second in 2026. The new rule would be, as written, you can't have 3 top 5 picks in consecutive years. That's a long-winded way to ask this question. There's no way that passes Thursday as constructed, is it?
I don't see any way, unless, like you and Roger said in the first segment, they are deliberately trying to screw the Grizzlies. When you're punishing a team for something they did not foresee happening, it's incredibly unfair. So if they want to grandfather that Jaren Jackson Jr. trade, I feel like that's the best way to alleviate this problem, because if they don't fix the problem, there's going to be a lot of fans in Memphis very upset, me included, probably you as well. So I don't see that happening, because we shouldn't be punished for making a trade that benefited us later down the line.
And this is where, if I were in that league office, if I were Adam Silver, I would be either upset or embarrassed. Either embarrassed because I let this get out, or upset because somebody else did.
Yeah.
But if I were talking to them and trying to like help them understand like why stuff like this cannot happen, perhaps we as Memphians have an inferiority complex. Perhaps we have insecurities as a community. I got all that. It's not fun to hear LeBron James talk shit about us. All right.
No, it isn't.
It's not fun to see surveys from NBA players, and it doesn't, let's just say, reflect positively on our city or our franchise. We already have a fear in the city rooted in nothing real. I should, other than small market stuff, but there's already a fear among the fans, no matter how often you tell them. This franchise isn't going anywhere. It's not moving to Nashville. Robert Parra wants it here. I can say it 100,000 times. There's still going to be somebody out there who says, I'm still worried, GP. I'm still scared. And so there's this perception that has existed, whether it's real or not, that the NBA doesn't care about Memphis, that the NBA players don't like Memphis, that the franchise is going to move. And then your big lottery proposal gets leaked on Memorial Day weekend. And the one thing people have problems with it, but the one what? Like, how could you let this? It's to screw, guess who? The Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I want to be clear. I think it's totally intentional, just an oversight, just they didn't catch it and they should have. That's embarrassing. You are a bazillion-dollar entity. You should be catching things like this. If Sam Vecini can catch it on Twitter and Sam Quinn can catch it on Twitter, you got to have somebody in your office who catches it. That you didn't, that's embarrassing. But the reason you got to catch stuff like this before it comes out is because it feeds into a narrative that already exists. Everybody's out there trying to screw Memphis. Whether that's true or not, people here feel that way, and this kind of thing doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't help at all. You're just putting fuel on the already, I want to say huge fire, but at least a moderately big fire with the city of Memphis. So I feel like I said in the first time, they're really overcomplicating it, and it was a complete oversight, because when you propose this, you have to dot all your T's, dot all your I's, and you see a team getting negatively affected by something, that's just someone dropped the ball, and we don't know who that person is. That person may never come out, but hopefully they alleviate this issue so we don't, and teams after us don't get punished like this.
I don't often send things to other people now before they publish, honestly, because I don't write big stories like that anymore. Yeah. As often as I used to. My job has changed so much. But there was a time when I was writing something, an opinion piece that I knew was going to get a lot of attention. I would send it to people I trust. And I would send it not for them to tell me it was good. I don't want to hear what you like. I've been doing this long enough. I know when I write something good. I know when it's not so good. I don't need to hear that. I like to hear it, but I don't need that. That's not what the exercise is for. I'd send it to a friend I trust in the business, and I would say, read this, and then pick it apart. Find the flaw in my logic. Argue with me. Argue with me. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where my blind spot is. Because sometimes we all can have them. And that's what you need to have with this type of stuff too. I think you put it perfectly. Dot your I's, cross your T's. You got to have somebody before this even has the possibility of leaking out. Somebody's eyes got to get on it, and the instructions got to be find the flaw that Sam Vecini's going to find. That the nerds on NBA Twitter are going to find that now, so that we don't look stupid when they find it. Let's find it, fix it now, and then give it to them. That didn't happen, apparently, is a real failure. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it got a bunch of negative tweets in Memphis, and it didn't have to happen.
It didn't have to happen. The only way it's a failure is if they don't make themselves look bad by correcting the issue, and the Grizzlies end up getting negatively affected by it. But it will get brushed under the rug if they do the right thing. A lot of the Grizzlies have that top 5 pick or top 4 pick going into next year.
My assumption would be the language gets altered. You just change 5 to 4, or you grandfather in the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. There's a way around this to just fix it like that, and I think they will. And then we'll have a new lottery system that isn't designed, at least in part, to screw over a franchise that made a trade under one set of rules and is now going to have to experience the repercussions of that trade theoretically under another set of rules. Let's move on. NBA playoffs are unfolding. Eastern Conference Finals are in the books. The Knicks completed a sweep of Cleveland
beat their brains in every game, 4 wins by double digit. That had never been done in a conference finals. As I was talking to Rosa earlier, a lot of us thought that whoever wins Thunder Spurs is winning the title. And I think I probably do still believe that. Like, I would still bet that way, but I guess I never knew it, but I thought I knew it. Now I know I don't know it. The Knicks look awesome, and if you think you can just snap your fingers and get rid of them in Madison Square Garden, I don't buy that. Whatever the NBA Finals delivers, I think it's going to be compelling. I don't think we're crowning a champion in either San Antonio or Oklahoma City before we play the NBA Finals. What do you make of what you're watching from the Knicks right now?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The Knicks have definitely surprised me. They were definitely not my pick going into the playoffs to come out the Eastern Conference. But when we look at a Knicks team that is leading the playoffs in offensive rating and defensive rating, and you have a guy like Jalen Brunson playing the best basketball of his career, it's hard to count him out. You have guys like Karl-Anthony Towns playing great. They're complementary players like Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and they have all the experience in the world. It's hard to count them out. Am I still going to pick them against the Spurs or OKC? Probably not. But just being what they've done in the conference finals, I feel like whoever comes out of the West, I see that series going 6 or 7 games because they're just playing great basketball right now. Mike Brown has those guys hitting on all cylinders. So I feel like we're in for a competitive series no matter who comes out the West.
And you got to be thrilled if you're Mike Brown, thrilled if you're that Knicks front office. You know, they moved on a very successful coach. And when you pull the trigger on a coach who had won as much as Tibbs has won, you better get it right. And by get it right means if you're the coach, you need to take it further than he had it. And if you're the front office, you need to make sure your new coach takes it further than it just was. And for much of this season, it did not look like that was going to be the case. I spent a lot of time up there during basketball season. I work with a lot of Knicks fans. They were not thrilled about the state of their franchise for most of the season. And yet here they are. And it's a big confirmation of maybe as a franchise, they knew what they were doing. It wasn't 100% popular across the board to fire Tom Thibodeau, but they thought there was a better way to do it and somebody could get more out of this roster. And Mike Brown seems to check all those boxes and he's doing it. Like, not just a big celebration, but I think probably a big sigh of relief for everybody. Like, they're in the finals for the first time since '99, and they did it 1 year after a coaching change, which, you know, if you're trying to defend your position, that's a good place to start.
Yeah, definitely is a great place to start. I don't feel like it's just a coaching change. I feel like it's their whole process being in this whole Knicks rebuild. Of course, they made the trade for Jalen Brunson. They gave up the 5 first-round picks from Mikal Bridges. They got OG Anunoby from Toronto. They traded for Karl-Anthony Towns. They have made calculated moves throughout the past 2 to 3, 4 years to hopefully get to this point, which is a finals appearance. Like you said, the first finals appearance in 26 years. And going from the Mike Brown perspective, when they initially hired him, I thought it was an upgrade because when you look at Mike Brown's resume, he's coached LeBron James in Cleveland. He's coached an assistant coach with Steph Curry in Golden State. He's coached Kobe at one point. He's coached the Kings. Like, he's been in almost every situation you could think of an NBA coach has been in. He's coached in the finals before. So he has all the experience in the world. So I'm not trying to demean Tom Thibodeau, but when you look at their resumes, they're damn near tick for tack. And when you put a guy with a great resume like Mike Brown, plus a great championship team around him, the next thing to do is go to the final. So it's not just the Mike Brown hire. It's just this whole era. I feel like the Knicks front office has done a great job building a championship contender.
They really have. And that used to be a joke of a franchise. Like, that would be the ones where you would literally hear the crowd inside the Garden chanting, fire Dolan or sell the team. Yeah. And I mean, I know James Dolan is not the he's an interesting figure. Let's just keep it simple.
Yeah.
He's an interesting figure, but he has he's hired the right people to take that franchise to a place it had not been at any other point in this century. And I mean, do you see the ticket prices for the first finals game at Madison Square Garden?
I bet it's like $10,000 something like that.
2 courtside seats confirmed sold for like $200-something thousand each. I mean, it's like crazy. It's going to be on fire. So can't wait. The NBA Finals. I didn't know that they were going to be awesome because it felt like whoever comes out of the West is winning it. But now it feels like I'm looking as forward to these finals as much as I've looked forward to anything since we had, LeBron banging heads with Steph and KD back then. This is going to be terrific. So we're waiting to find out who we get. Thunder Spurs, tied 2-2, Game 5 tonight in Oklahoma City. Like I told Roser, it feels like, obviously a Game 5 in a 2-2 series is always pivotal. But it really does, by definition, you win this one, you're in a great spot to advance to the next thing. And so tonight, we could watch Oklahoma City take the next step. I mean, we will watch one of these things. Either Oklahoma City take the next step in maybe becoming back-to-back champs, or San Antonio taking the next step in here comes Wemby. We always knew it was coming. We did not know necessarily it could be at the age of 22. This is as good as it gets tonight. And as far as Game 5s, unfortunately, I have to be at a dinner tonight.
You're gonna miss the game. Wow.
But I'm gonna have the fun. I'm gonna have the streaming as respectfully as I can do it. I'm gonna have the streaming at the table because this is as good as the NBA gets, I think.
Well, hopefully you can catch the second half, at least maybe the dinner ends or something like that. But yeah, it's a toss-up tonight, man. It's been a very entertaining series. If I had to pick, I'm going to pick with San Antonio, just giving a slight edge because just how they came out in Game 4, Wemby came out so aggressive. I know he had double-digit points in the first quarter. He was going at Isaiah Hartenstein and really imposing his will on the Thunder defense. So if he comes out with that type of energy, I feel like it's hard to stop him. And on the Thunder side, not having, I know Jalen Williams, I know he's questionable. So if he doesn't play, and then not having AJ Mitchell, that defensive versatility that the Thunder have is very limited without those two guys out. So if the Spurs are completely healthy, I see them getting the W tonight. Again, they have SJ on that side. He had 19 points. I believe that's the first time he's been held on the 20 points in an extremely long time. So, of course, at home, he's going to come in like a bat out of hell. But I just feel like the Spurs, they found their formula, and their formula is Wemby coming in aggressive in the first quarter, and also on the defensive side of the ball, throwing as many bodies at SJ as possible. If you watch that game, which I know you did and the viewers did, every time he got inside the paint, there was another guy from him. They were blitzing him off of screens. They were doing anything to make it hard for him so guys like Alex Caruso and the other guys can beat them. So I feel like the Spurs have cracked the code, and I feel like they will get the W tonight.
Game 5 tonight, 7:30 on NBC. Let's transition to the Grizzlies. Talk about your latest piece at SI Now, ranking the guards on the Memphis Grizzlies roster. And at number 1, you've got Ja Morant. As you explained, hey, listen, I know that there's a lot of people who believe he's not going to be on the roster moving forward, but today is May 26th. He's on the roster right now. And as you noted, Ja Morant still has not publicly said, I'm done with the Grizzlies. There has been that report where he told other people, according to sources, that he's not playing for the Grizzlies again. But, it's one thing to say that when you're hot. It's another thing for that to be your real life. These are contracts. I bet you Anthony Davis didn't want to go from playing for the Lakers to the Mavericks to the Wizards, but, you get paid a lot of money. The job's the job. As you point out, again, there's a chance the move is done at some point this offseason, but there's also a chance that it isn't. I won't ask you for a percentage chance on that because how could you know? But, how do you think the fan base would feel if the draft comes and goes, free agency comes and goes, everything's settled, and, the starting point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies remains number 12, Ja Morant? I want to acknowledge that seems unlikely, but I guess you could never say never. How do you think the fans would react to waking up and hearing that news? Remember, felt like a year now, Ja Morant's on his way out. Nope, they're going to keep him a little while longer.
I feel like it's going to divide the the fan base in a way that we haven't really seen, because I feel like we have one side of the fan base, which the boat I'm in, is I've came to terms with that the Ja Morant era is kind of over. So I've emotionally kind of detached myself from Ja Morant being on this basketball team. And the other side of it, that people are going to ride for Ja Morant no matter what until he is officially off this roster. So if we get to October and he's the starting point guard for our franchise, it's going to be one side. The side I'm in is like, okay, here we go again. Are we really going to go through this experiment again? Is he going to act right? Is he going to get his jump shot together? Are we going to go through the Ja Morant experience again for another 82 games? And the other side is going to be like, we told you so. Ja Morant's going to be here regardless. We knew he was going to be great with this team and yada, yada, yada. Well, ultimately it comes down to winning. If Ja Morant is here, the fan base is going to be happy if we're winning games, we're competitive. You throw up a lineup like we talked about last week with Ja, Said, Gigi Jackson, Boozer, and Edie, and that lineup looks great on paper, who's going to be mad? But if October comes and Ja Morant isn't on this roster and you have a Ty Jerome point guard with the lineup I just mentioned, and the team is also good, who's gonna be upset? Winning solves everything. So maybe like the first month or month and a half of the year, the fan base may be divided, but if the team is winning, no one's gonna be upset, because if he's on this roster, we got through it. We got through the rough patch. We have 2 more years left on the contract. Let's do it. If he's off the roster, good riddance. So either way, winning solves everything. So for at least from now until maybe October or November, it's going to be divided. But if we can put a good product on the floor, being competitive and winning basketball, I feel like everything will be kumbaya eventually.
I could take some kumbaya around here. Last thing before I get you out of here, there are reports that Oklahoma City, the reigning champs with the two-time MVP, are interested in packaging number 17 and number 12 in the 2026 NBA draft to maybe move up into the top 3 to select Cam Boozer. I don't think 17 and 12 gets it done. Like, I'm not giving up a top 3 pick in this draft for 17 and 12. You pass on a possible superstar to pick a couple of guys. Like, I'm not doing that. But, you know, they've got draft capital for days. They got, quality roster, quality players that they could move and depth. And so they could keep stress testing it and putting 17 and 12 in a future first, 17 and 12 in 2 future first. Does anybody move up? I just think as a league, you should just say, I don't care what they offer. You cannot give Oklahoma City a top 3 pick in this draft. You cannot let them add a Cameron Boozer or a Caleb Wilson or a Darren Peterson or a AJ DeBonza to this ridiculous core. Just keep your pick, make them pick 12 and 17. Can we get that? Can we collectively do that as a league? Otherwise, Wemby's the only chance anybody's got.
I feel like all 29 teams are going to come to that conclusion. That's why I believe it was the Clippers, that people was rooting for the Clippers to make make the playoffs. So their pick could be not in the lottery. So if somehow a team is dumb enough to trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder to get a lottery pick, I feel like that team will be public enemy 1, 2, and 3 going into the league next year. So I really don't think 12 and 17 gets it done. And maybe if you throw in a pivotal guy like a Jalen Williams, which I don't see is happening, or like a Chet Holmgren, maybe a team may bite. But clearly OKC has arguably the best team in the league right now, and possibly has the best team for the next 2 to 3 to 4 years. So I don't see, if we're really going to be a competitive basketball league, if we don't want to go back to the days where we have the Warriors and the Cavs in the finals every year, you do not trade with the Oklahoma City Thunder. That is the number one thing you should not do going into this offseason. I really hope a team does not do it.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, and because the report, and again, it's all anonymous sources stuff. Who knows what's real and what isn't this time of the year? There's stuff that is truthful out there and a lot of misdirection as well. But in the reporting, it's that Oklahoma City would like to move into the top 3 because they like Cameron Boozer. If you're a Grizzlies fan, does that make you feel better about the possibility of drafting? Does that move the needle in any direction for you? In theory, the idea is the best evaluator of basketball talent in the world, Sam Presti, likes Cameron Boozer. Let's not overthink this. If he liked Cameron Boozer, maybe we should like Cameron Boozer too. I don't think it should be that clear cut. I know it's not. But just if Oklahoma City likes somebody, that would make me take a closer look at him for sure.
Yeah, it feels good that, like you said, it feels good that the best team in the league with the best evaluators basically hit dang near every draft pick likes the guy that you are projected to get. But I feel like if you have a decent basketball mind and watching the film, you can see that Cameron Boozer should be the best prospect for the Grizzlies on the board. So as long as we get him, OKC can think whatever they want. They can try to get him, but as long as he's in a Beale Street Bears Grizzly blue uniform and playing on Beale Street next season, I feel like everybody will be happy.
Yeah, the mock drafts are the mock drafts. They are wrong often, but almost all of them now are leaning that direction. And the explanation is always rooted in the same stuff. Analytically, he was a monster. There's no red flags there. Has been a winner at every level of the sport, like an incredible winner at every level of sport. And when you are looking for somebody to build a franchise around, or at least to be a centerpiece of your franchise, having a young man like this is a smart place to start. A lot of people agree. And so we'll see on the night of the draft. But my assumption would be the Grizzlies are still drafted in the top 3. And yeah, that pick, if Cameron Boozer is available, could be used on him. Evan Hayes, I appreciate you being here. Everybody make sure you follow him on Twitter at E11Hayes. That's E11Hayes. And then go find his website, efhayesmedia.com, efhayesmedia.com. You can read the column about ranking the guards on the Grizzlies roster right now at SI Now. That's at SI Now. You're the best, buddy. I appreciate your time. I'll catch up with you again real soon.
Yes, I appreciate you, GP, Roser. Appreciate you as well. Everyone at Grind City Media. Of course, as GP said, E11Hayes on Twitter. My website is EF Hayes Media. And I'm open for work. So if y'all want to rock with your boy, I'm open for work, and I'm open to all opportunities. So appreciate you again, GP. Talk to you soon, man.
Recent college graduate, multiple degrees. Going to be a star in this business, headed in the right direction. I always appreciate your time, buddy. I'll see you soon. That's Evan Hayes, SI Now. Make sure you follow him at his website, efhayesmedia.com, and on Twitter, E11Hayes. That's at E11Hayes. When we come back 1 week from today, Penny Hardaway's Tigers are starting their summer workouts. Jason Muntz has caught up with Penny Hardaway, had an interesting column, story, commercialappeal.com. We'll talk Tiger Hoops next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person who will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's a person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to give you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let other fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
New Amsterdam Vodka is an official partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's the only exceptionally smooth vodka that is 5 times distilled, 3 times filtered, and rated 93 points. New Amsterdam believes wins big and small become legendary when you celebrate them with your crew. So here's to the blue, white, and gold, the Memphis grit and grind, and reliving winning moments big and small with Tennessee's favorite basketball team. New Amsterdam Vodka. Find your wins.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
It looks easy until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Junior Grizzlies summer camps presented by Ortho South are the key to a slam dunk summer with over a dozen 4-day camps perfect for hoopers ages 6 to 14 looking to build fundamental skills and make unforgettable memories. With camps across the Mid-South in Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, you won't have to go far for the ultimate hoops experience this summer. Registration comes with a Junior Grizzlies jersey, lunchbox, and a basketball to take home. Don't wait, space is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies today to secure a spot for a fun-filled summer. That's grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies.
Orthopedic injuries can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled. And Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
1 week from today, Penny Hardaway's Tigers will start their summer workouts. in advance of the 2026-27 season. That is obviously a big one for the program. They've been roster building over there. They've done about what I expected them to do in terms of roster building. It is harder than ever to build a top 25-ish roster outside of the traditional power structure, unless you're Gonzaga. And so there were no indications that that was going to be possible for Memphis right now. Good basketball teams at the collegiate level are costing $12, $15, $20 million, even more in some cases. Memphis has more money than most in the American, but not that kind of money to spend on anything. So, as they say, it is what it is. But, in this story that Jason Munz did over at commercialappeal.com, he detailed how it's not just about building a roster to get Memphis basketball back to being competitive after the worst season in any of our lives. It's about getting FedEx Forum and Memphis basketball games to look and feel the way that it used to feel. Like you used to walk into that place, and I don't want to say it didn't matter who they were playing. Obviously, you're playing Tennessee. It's different than playing Tennessee State. But you could walk into that building, but basically any Memphis basketball game for a while, toward the end of John Calipari and the early years of Josh Pastor, and it felt like big-time college basketball. And we just do not get that anymore. And so among the things Penny has said, both to Jason Munz and other people, is that, he spent a lot of this offseason roster building, recruiting, but also getting back to dinners with boosters, meeting with people, getting into churches, just trying to get people to understand. If I disappeared a little bit in recent years and hadn't been as public as I previously was, lost some of those connections, that's on me. But my eyes are open now. We need this thing to pop back to where it was, and I'm ready to do my part. And part of my job as the Memphis basketball coach is to rally the community and get them to understand we need them more than we've ever needed them. I, Penny Hardaway, need you more than I've ever needed you. And we'll see if that has any impact on season ticket sales, but it's at least a good place to start. He's got a hard job right now. Trying to build a roster Memphis fans are used to is impossible. And trying to get that building the way it once looked is very difficult. This is a hard job Penny Hardaway has, but I guess a week out from practice, this story is just a reminder that he seems to be trying to do it in every way that you possibly can.
Number 2.
Greg Sankey, SEC commissioner, is at the SEC meetings down in Destin, Florida, and spoke to the media yesterday about the ongoing debate, discussions about the college football playoff. For those who don't know, right now it's sitting at 12. The SEC wants to go to 16, but the Big Ten has basically rallied the other conferences and convinced them all to get on board with a 24-team playoff. Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, seems to be the one holdout on this. Now, the way this stuff is written, you cannot expand the playoff at all without the SEC and the Big Ten agreeing. And right now, the Big Ten has rallied everybody for 24, and the SEC is saying, we don't want to go to 24. We'd rather stay at 12 than go to 24. Whether that's true or not, that seems to be the message. And so we got a stare down between the Big Ten commissioner and the SEC commissioner. One wants 24, one wants 16. If they can't agree, we stay at 12. What do you think happens?
So I really don't know. Because I think the SEC, you know what? I kind of think the Big Ten may get their way because the SEC historically has gotten their way with everything. But you look up at who's winning national titles right now and who's playing for national titles in the sport that matters most, college football, or even basketball with Michigan. Like, the Big Ten, seemingly has, hey, man, you don't get to have the rest of the college sports world by the you-know-what anymore. We kind of run this now. Now that it's all on a level playing field, we run this stuff now. You don't run it.
That's exactly right. That is what's happening.
Yeah.
Back when there were rules and you guys were cheating and we weren't, you won your football titles and your basketball titles, and it just means more. Gotcha. But now we're not being held to rules you're not holding yourself to. And now it's a money game. And you guys got your cute little southern campuses and your little tailgatings and your little sundresses. I like your campuses. But you know what you don't have?
I like the sundresses, too.
I like the sundresses. You don't have the wealthiest alums. You don't have the biggest alumni fan bases. That's Ohio State. That's Michigan. That's not LSU and Alabama. It's the classic, I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
We've won 3 straight football championships. We're the reigning champion in men's basketball. We got more money than you. We got more alums than you. We got more power than you. The days of you dictating terms to us, that's over. Maybe we can't dictate terms to you, but you are no longer in charge. And so we're going to 24, or we will stay at 12. Now, what Greg Sankey is saying, you can't go to 24. He's not even saying you can't go to 24. I should be clear. He's saying, I'm concerned about jumping from 12 to 24 because we have no data that's going to accurately tell us what that's going to do to our regular season. Now, this is where you got 2 men arguing from different points of strength. Here's what Greg Sankey says. The Big Ten can brag about their football championships and all their alums and all their money if they want to. Guess who gets more eyeballs on football game? We do, the SEC. There is nothing more valuable in college football's regular season than SEC football games.
Mm-hmm.
We get the highest television rating. So why do I not want to go to 24? Because the best thing I got is my regular season. You go to 24, you have devalued my regular season. There were games last year that were life or death games for SEC members in terms of trying to make the playoff. You got to win this one to stay in contention. You lose this one, you got no shot. We knew the stakes at 12, and so you're playing these high stakes games at the end of the regular season, week after week after week. What Greg Sankey is afraid of is that high stakes game that we used to throw on ABC at 2:30 Central, and our announcers would tell you this team right now is slotted 8th in the college football playoff, and this team right now is slotted 13th in the college football playoff.
Mm-hmm.
They both really need to win this game to stay in contention. You don't have that anymore because with 24 teams, both those teams could lose that game and they'd both still be in the field. Suddenly you've taken a high-stakes regular season SEC football game that'll rate higher than anything else in the world on this day, and you've made it mostly meaningless. You might even get a scenario where an SEC team is resting starters at the end of the regular season. Greg Sankey made this point. He said, I'm a Bills fan. I watched the Bills rest Josh Allen at the end of the regular season. That could happen in college football too.
Yeah.
And so that's why he doesn't want to go to 24. He thinks 16 is more of the sweet spot.
So I'm just looking at this, and so if they went to 20, let's just say last year, if they went to 16 teams last year, say last year would have been 16, the SEC would have had 2 more teams in, or they would have had, I believe, 2 to 3 more teams in, and the Big Ten would have had 2 more teams in. If you go to 24, the SEC still has the same amount of teams in. The Big Ten has 4 more teams in.
There you go. So
if you do that.
That explains why the Big Ten wants 24. Why? Because they have some data that says it's going to help them.
Yes.
The SEC doesn't want 24. Why? Because they have some data that says, in their opinion, it's going to devalue the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to lose that. So now you're in a stare down. They have to make a decision before December 1st. Sankey said yesterday we've got time, but the stare down is this. Either the SEC joins the Big Ten and agrees to take it to 24, or the Big Ten joins the SEC and agrees to take it to 16, or it stays at 12. And if you're the Big Ten, I think you probably just, do you wait for Sankey to blink? Because you know he doesn't want to stay at 12. You know he doesn't want 12. He's the one who wanted to expand in the first place. He's the first person who brought up expanding beyond 12. By definition, you know he doesn't want to stay at 12, because if he wanted to stay at 12, he would have never brought up expanding again.
Yep.
You know he wants to expand for the obvious reasons. He wants to get more teams in that playoff. If you've got SEC teams spending $25 million on a football roster, you'd like for the payout to be you're in a postseason tournament. And this increases that. So he wants to expand. You know he does. He just doesn't want to go as big as you want to go. So how about this? Just sit there like this. 12 seems to be working pretty good for us in the Big 12. I mean, in the Big 10.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I think
teams, if you're the Big 10, you say this. The way the system's been for the past 3 years has resulted in us winning 3 straight national championships. The way the system was at 12 resulted in us winning a national championship. Maybe we should just stay at 12. I mean, it feels like, leave well enough alone. Don't fix it if it ain't broke.
So
it might be broke, but it ain't broke for the Big 10. We're winning all the championships. We'll stay at 12. Hey, Sankey, it's cool. Gotcha. You don't want to go to 24? We'll stay at 12. Fine, no problem. And then wait for Sankey to pick up the phone because he does not want to stay at 12.
So, but here's the thing. But if he goes to 24, if he agrees to 24, that means he blinked, and Sankey has essentially, by all accounts, said, I don't have the power anymore. And Greg Sankey has never said that and never acted like he doesn't have the power. He's always had the power. But if you do agree to go to 24, you are giving up power. I think if you're the SEC and you do just stay at 12, you're not giving up power, though. You're not giving up power. You still get teams in. You always get teams in, but you're not giving up power.
And so that's an interesting point because Greg Sankey privately could say, yeah, I'd rather go to 24 than stay at 12. I want 16. But if I can't have 16, if my options are 24 or 12, if that's really what I'm picking between, I guess I'd rather have 24 than 12. I don't love it, but I'd rather have 24 than 12. But if I go to 24, I am very publicly bowing to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I am very publicly conceding. I'm losing to them very publicly. And I just can't lose that public battle.
Because say what the Big Ten does need the SEC. They do. They both need each other.
Here's the thing. They all need each other. They can act like they don't, but they all need each other. I mean, maybe the Big Ten and SEC could someday get to a place where they don't need the rest.
That's possible. That's that can happen.
But you see these things getting floated every once in a while. Like, hey, the SEC, we could just do our own thing.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten's like, hey, if you want to act like that, we could just do our own thing. And the idea would be the Big Ten champion is our national champion, and the SEC champion is our national champion.
Yeah.
But that's stupid. That's not good for the sport.
No.
At some point, these people who run these leagues and these universities, they need to understand that when everybody, honestly, probably good advice for our country as well. When everybody in power is out for nothing but what's best for them, it is not good for the greater good. When people in power are only looking out for themselves, I care about what's best for me and the people I care about and nothing else. When you take that approach to anything, it's not good. It's not good for everything.
Yeah.
And eventually, I assume they'll figure it out, but they don't have it figured out as of May 26th, 2026.
Well, if either one of them get their way, like say the SEC got their way and it goes to 16, or the Big Ten got their way and it goes to 24, to your point, nobody asked for either one of those things. None of us have asked for that.
Oh, you ready for fans? Just stay at 12. It's fine with me.
Yeah, just cool. Stay at 12. Like, we're good. I don't need to see South Carolina play Texas A&M in the first round of the playoff game. I really don't need to see that.
No, that's the thing. There aren't 24 teams in college football that are good enough to even compete for a national championship.
Yeah.
You take the 24th team in the AP poll in any given week, and they would get smoked by the number one team.
Yes.
Smoked in college football. I know there's only, a few numbers between 1 and 24, but there is a huge gap in terms of quality of college football team between 1 and 24. We don't need this.
I don't need to watch Vanderbilt play Utah and Iowa play South Carolina or Minnesota play, Arkansas. Like, I don't need to see that in the playoff.
And so maybe that's where we land, and it's better for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Two men with incredible egos can't agree. Neither one of them want to stay at 12. This is what we know. Neither one want to stay at 12. These two people. Specifically, these two people have the power to take it wherever they want to take it. They're the only two people who have veto power on everything. Nothing happens without their stamp. They're in charge. We both know they don't want to stay at 12, and they might end up staying at 12 just because they cannot agree and they cannot concede to each other. Tony Petitti cannot let Greg Sankey win, and Greg Sankey cannot let the Big Ten win. And so you just stay at 12, and maybe that's good for college football and you and I as well.
And there is no compromise at 20. Just meeting in the middle at 20. There is no compromise for that.
Stay at 12. It's fine with me. Take it down to 8. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Number 3.
SEC meetings down in Florida. Got a little sub-headline, and it's connected to Lane Kiffin. Reportedly, the SEC is considering reprimanding him over those Ole Miss comments in the Vanity Fair article from a couple of weeks ago. You familiar with the comments?
Yeah. Sarkisian said some stuff too, didn't he? But not quite the same.
Yeah, not quite the same.
Yeah.
So, Sarkisian said the thing about basket weaving.
Why is Lane Kiffin doing an article in Vanity Fair?
Good question. I don't, because he likes to talk to people, I guess. He's an interesting fellow, and he likes to talk to people. I guess that's the answer, probably. So Steve Sarkisian said that, at Texas, you can't just come here and just graduate in one semester after transferring from somewhere else. That's not the way our school is. And at Ole Miss, you can go there and take basket weaving and graduate. And then somebody went and actually called a basket weaving professor, because that's the thing that gets thrown out all the time. It's like if our basketball team plays a bad opponent, they say, oh, they're playing the Sisters of the Poor. They would who even knows what the Sisters of the Poor is? But that's something everybody would just say. Oh, their schedule is the Sister of the Poors. And then, when it comes to academics, it'd be like, oh, you can go to that school. It's like, it's junior college. You just take basket weaving, and just basket weaving.
Yeah,
who
right.
knows what basket weaving? So somebody actually called a basket weaving teacher, found out basket weaving is like the last class you want to take. It sounds impossible.
Yeah.
It's hard to weave a basket.
Yes.
So basket weaving has gotten a bad rap in all this. We hold it up as like it's the easiest thing in the world to do. In fact, you'd rather take calculus maybe. Anyway, Lane Kiffin, he was talking to Vanity Fair about a lot of stuff. And he said, I had a parent of a recruit when I was at Ole Miss, or actually a recruit. A recruit said to me, Coach Kiffin, I love you. I love everything about your program, but my grandpa, he just ain't gonna let me go play football at the University of Mississippi, be a rebel, the Confederate flags. And Lane said, that's just not something you hear about in Baton Rouge. Like Baton Rouge is a diverse community. So we sell the diversity of Baton Rouge, but at Ole Miss, I'm just telling you, I ran into it. You start recruiting, you think you're in there with a 5-star prospect. Next thing you know is like my grandma, she remembers what it was like down there, and she ain't letting her grandson come to Mississippi. And that's something I was fighting against at Ole Miss. Obviously, people at Ole Miss are furious. Like, yo, man, just shut up and just go.
Yeah.
Shut up about us. Why? It's like we're your ex-girlfriend that you dumped, and you won't stop talking about us.
Yes.
Why? His defense is, I wasn't saying Ole Miss is racist. I love Oxford. I was saying when I was recruiting at Ole Miss, I did run into that sometime. I would be recruiting a kid, and I would find out I can't get this kid, and the reason is because his grandma remembers what it was like in Mississippi once upon a time, and maybe still is. In certain places, I can't personally drive home from FedEx Forum without seeing a Confederate flag on the way home. So, they're out there. But still, the people at Ole Miss are like, we worked hard to change our image. We've gotten those flags out of our stadiums. We've gotten rid of Colonel Reb. We don't need our last football coach, who we did everything for, shitting on us in this way.
Yeah.
You left us. That's fine. We all emotional about it. We'll see you next season when you visit Vaught Hemingway. But why are you out there in Vanity Fair, of all places, talking about, I used to live in Mississippi, and oh, buddy, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff you run into down there. Why are you saying that? And the SEC is like, yo, man, you don't need to be the LSU coach, more or less calling Oxford, or at least the perception connected to Ole Miss, racist. That's one of our member institutions, too. You're making it look bad as somebody who used to work there. And so now he's like, I don't know what it means exactly, a public reprimand, but it's at least reportedly on the table. What do you make of it?
Greg Sankey's got a lot going on right now. He's got yo, we're trying to beat the Big Ten. Stop trying to kill each other here and ruin each other's. We're trying to beat them. They're the ones winning the titles now.
Yeah, even Michigan and Ohio State aren't fighting each other right now. Why
No.
are all of y'all? Why is Texas fighting with Ole Miss and Ole Miss is fighting with LSU and LSU is fighting with everybody?
Ryan Day's not like, hey, Kyle Whittingham, Michigan. Some racist stuff going on there, you know. When it, like, there's none of that going. But here you go. You get 2 SEC schools.
It's wild. So here's the truth. So Lane at SEC meetings, this is the new hook. He spoke about it yesterday or somewhere else. And he said, listen, people aren't reading the words. You guys have twisted this quote into all sorts of stuff that it's not. I did not say, as Lane Kiffin, I think Ole Miss or Oxford or Mississippi has any of the problems that are out there. What I said is a recruit told me grandpa not going to let him go to Ole Miss because of the perceptions of Ole Miss. And that is a real thing that happened. I'm just telling a story. I love Oxford, but did a prospect ever tell me my grandpa will not let me move to Mississippi? Yes. And is that something I've run into at LSU in Louisiana? No. And that's the only point I was trying to make. Is that a reasonable explanation?
I think it is a reasonable explanation. I think just, dude, shut up about Ole Miss, period. Like, just don't mention Ole Miss.
Just shut up.
Just don't. Shut up. Like, why are you still talking about your times at Ole Miss or your recruiting times at Ole Miss? I know you get it. You love Oxford. It's like, just shut up about it.
Here's what this is, and I don't even know if he's aware of he's doing this, but this is what he's doing. You make a decision that you have determined is the best decision for you, for your career, for your life, if your goal professionally is to win a national championship, you got a better chance to do it at LSU than you would anywhere else. You think this is the best job in college football. You wanted to take it. You thought people would understand, and they didn't. And so you tried to explain to them, this is the best job in college football. And, hey, I didn't want to leave Ole Miss like that, but they made me leave like that. And you explain it, and you just – all you want when you make a big life-altering, career-altering decision is for the people around you to, like, understand it, to support you. To at least, on the very least, say, hey, I understand what you're doing. And almost nobody is doing that with him. Immediately, Ole Miss fans were upset, but that was always going to be the case. But then it was like other fans are like, what are you doing? And then it was like everybody saying, what is wrong with this guy? Mm-hmm. Like, you are making a decision that might be sensible for all of the reasons you're explaining. But just know it is not something most people would do. Most people would not walk away from this football team right in the middle of the season to go be the new coach somewhere else. You're doing something most people wouldn't do. We understand all your motivations. We are still saying at the end of the day, yo, man, that was messed up, and most people wouldn't have done that. So what's the next step? You keep explaining. I do this all the time. I explain something. People don't get it. What do? I explain it again. I try to explain it again. One of the things I've learned in this job, if you take 2 shots at it, if the feedback after 2 explanations of something, some opinion, is still you're getting pushed back on, you just ain't making that. Maybe you're just wrong. Yeah. Or you're going to get where you're trying to get to. Move on. You can't keep. But he's still in that process right now. He's trying. So people don't understand why I went to LSU. I've explained to them why. They still think it was wrong. Well, what if I give them another reason? So let me tell you another reason. When I was recruiting at Ole Miss, man, it's just sometimes, you got all the support, but you're still never going to be able to run away from my grandpa's cousin,
right,
lived in the South, specifically in Mississippi. I ran into these things and Confederate flags and KKK. And so what he hopes when he brings that up to Vanity Fair is people go, well, my God, of course he had to get out of that place. Of course. Finally, now I understand. He had to get. How are you going to win SEC championships? You can't recruit some players because their moms, dads, and grandparents are worried about Mississippi. Well, of course now, except you know what happened? Everybody's just like, shut up, man.
You have to quit talking about Ole Miss.
We still think you made a shitty decision.
Yes. And you went about it in a D-head way.
We think you made a terrible decision that most people wouldn't have made under those circumstances, and you went about it all the wrong way. We thought that when you were doing it. We thought that a week after you did it. We will forever think that. When you decided to get on that plane and fly to Baton Rouge, you cemented your legacy. Wildly, his legacy was like still being written and in a positive way after all the stuff at Tennessee, all the stuff at USC. He was turning he was like a likable, hey, you can grow up. Maybe it takes some of us a little longer than others, but you can grow up, mature, find peace, look inside, get a therapy, go to yoga, be healthy. And he was like totally redoing it. And then boom, he just blew it all up with the move to LSU. And there's nothing he can say that's going to change that. I don't know why he doesn't understand that, but it's true. There is nothing he can say that will ever get people to get on his side of that specific story. And by definition, that side of his story. And he can keep talking about it, but it's going to blow up in his face every time. Every time he mentions Ole Miss and tries to explain why he left Ole Miss under those circumstances for LSU, it's not going to go well for him. He should just focus on LSU, not talk about Ole Miss until the week of next season.
Number 4.
Okay, this is a crazy story. I'm not going to use the names because I don't want to mess up the pronunciations and be disrespectful. But here's the gist of the story. I saw this morning. This is crazy to me. The manager of what amounts to the New York Yankees of Japanese baseball has been fired after arrested for allegedly assaulting his daughter. All right? This guy's 47 years old. He's got 2 daughters. One's 18. One is younger. That's all we know. He's the manager of what amounts to what franchise in Japanese baseball has won the most championships? This is it. This is the manager of that. He walks in a room at his home. His 2 daughters are in a fist fight. The 18-year-old is beating up the younger one, it appears. He runs over there to break it up, grabs the 18-year-old and throws her onto the ground off of her sister. The 18-year-old runs to her room, gets on ChatGPT, and says, "My father just grabbed me and threw me down. What should I do?" It automatically called the police. They show up. They're like, "What happened?" He's like, "My kids were fighting. I grabbed her. I lost my temper." But the daughter's not even mad. The daughter's like, "My dad wasn't trying to hurt me." What? He got arrested, charged, lost his job, breaking up a fight between his 2 kids.
So his daughter caused him to lose his job because she ran to ChatGPT.
Yes, but her daughter is on record right now saying, "My father was not trying to hurt me. It broke my heart to watch my father be apprehended by the police."
Then why she went to ChatGPT? She didn't think ChatGPT was going to. ChatGPT apparently can call the cops.
It triggered a call to authorities, and the authorities showed up at the front door. To be clear, nobody called 911.
So who spoke to the 911 operator to where the cops showed up? I don't know what 911 is in Japan.
Whatever 911 is in Japan, GPT, whatever. I get it confused with my initials, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The chat automatically triggered a call to local police. Local police show up. It's Tokyo police. What's up? Well, did you grab your dog? Yeah, my kids were fighting. I grabbed her to just.
Yeah.
All right, you're under arrest. What? Maybe this is a weird story for me because I break up fights between my kids.
Right? Yeah. You've said that your kids will fight. Yeah. Your kids get in fights.
This is every day at my house.
Can they still just not be around each other? If they're too close to each other, they love to just pick at each other
all day.
Man,
all day, every day.
Yeah.
These are conversations that go on in my house. Guys, I would love it if you guys were just awesome in the same room, but you're not. So let's go to different rooms. They're the best. They're real friends. They do things together, and then want to do things together, and then it leads to a fight every time. So it's "Hey, Oliver, you want to go jump on the trampoline?" "Yeah, I'll jump on the trampoline." I could call you and just next time this happens, I could do this. All right, Roser, you got 5 minutes? Yeah, okay. It's not going to take more than 5 minutes. They just went to the trampoline.
Yeah.
Hang with me. They just went to the trampoline. Within 5 minutes, Louis will walk in this back door crying. I will say what happened. He will say, we were having a dunk contest. It got too rough. Then it got physical.
Right.
Oliver will walk in after him. I will say, Oliver, why did you hit your brother? Oliver will say he did not hit his brother. Nobody's admitting to anything. All right. And this is going to happen every single day. What if I broke up a fight between them? And I'll be clear, Mike Boyd, they're not like on top of each other.
Yeah, right. It's not ground and pound or anything like that.
No, they just F with each other.
Yeah,
all day long.
They're boys.
And they just, it'll flick an ear, and then it leads to a push, and then it leads to a swing. It's never anything crazy. But, like, have I ever broken up? Have I ever been in there like, get your hands off of him? Have I ever done that? Of course. Now, what if that leads to, like, the cops show up, and I'm like, yeah, my two little maniacs were fighting. I grabbed one of them. And what? No, I didn't assault my kid. Like, what? Like this man's job, this was a famous man with a normal job and a normal life 24 hours ago. And the only thing that happened was he walked in a room, his daughters were fighting, and he instinctively, now we don't have video of it, I don't have it. He broke up but even there is no witness saying he grabbed her and it was violent and then he hit her. He was just getting her off of the younger daughter.
ChatGPTs, man, they've come up in some,
it's wild.
Who owns them? What is it? Is that OpenAI? Is that who has ChatGPT?
OpenAI is one, and Grok. I got Grok.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, ChatGPT. I'm trying to figure out, like, what does ChatGPT sound like? I've never really used. I think I've used ChatGPT once in my life. So I don't like, and I just use it. I asked it to, like, do something for me, and it spit out wrong answers. So I never really used it past that. Like, what is it? But it didn't, like, talk to me. So if it calls whatever 911, it's like,
it will talk to you. It will talk to you. You can talk.
There is an assault at. Yeah.
Oh, no, it'll be much better than that. It'll be it could be any voice you want.
It'll be like Siri talking to you.
It'll be whatever voice you want. You can name it whatever you want, and it'll be your best friend.
Okay.
If you want it to be.
Okay.
There are people who they consider their best friends. AI.
Oh, that's like that Joaquin Phoenix movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy. Yeah, we're there. We're there.
That is no longer just a movie.
Yeah.
About something that seems wild. That's a real thing. Like, people do that.
Man.
There are people who have boyfriends and girlfriends right now. And it is something to chat with.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. Anyway, that's I don't even know what's going on. And I just read the story and I was like, it is not crazy to think I could walk into my house, see my little guys, and I could break something up and didn't lose everything.
If one of your kids was super emotional about how you broke it up and just ran and started typing something, no, I'm with you, man.
This seems like too much of a price to pay for what actually happened.
Right.
Unless there's video that shows him really getting wild. Then I'll circle back.
Was their baseball team good?
Good question.
Right,
is this a way just to get out of a bad situation?
Way to get out of the manager. Yeah, having him there. Yeah, that's possible. We got to you got to dive deeper into this.
There is nothing that I can find very quickly that tells me whether this guy's a good manager or a bad manager. But he was employed until his daughters got into a fight with each other. He lost his job because his daughters. I should state this clearly. He lost his job because of the way he reacted when his daughters got into a fight.
Yeah.
But the root cause was a fight between your daughters. It cost you a job of managing Tokyo's greatest baseball franchise. Life comes at you fast.
Man.
Number 5.
American Music Awards were last night. Do you care at all about the AMAs?
No, I don't.
You don't even turn them on for a second?
Didn't even know they were on. Have no idea what channel to watch them on.
Okay, we turned them on here in the hotel. It was just like, all right, we'll turn on the AMAs and watch, and I guess it was fine.
Yeah, is it fine? Yeah, I mean, it's an award show.
It's an award. It's an award show, and they got performances, so that's good enough for me sometimes. But I guess the big story was BTS won the biggest awards, and Taylor Swift led with nominations, 8, has 40 AMAs in her career. That's a record. Last night, shut out 0.
Wow.
It's a fan voting, and Taylor Swift got shut out.
For the life of what's the album? What's that album called? The Life of Ophelia or something?
I think that's a song. Life of a Showgirl, maybe.
Life of a Showgirl. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, the Ophelia song is the big song, I think.
Yeah.
So, here's my question for you. Taylor Swift's fans, have they gotten lazy?
Okay, so I'm engaged to a Swiftie. She went to the Eras tour, saw it, everything like that. She's got.
I went to the Eras tour.
Yeah, I will say this album, by far the least that she listens to.
Did it just come and go?
I think it just came and went. Like she's like, it's not. She's like, it's fine. She's like, it's. And there's some songs she likes on there. Like I like the Elizabeth Taylor song. I actually think that's a good song. And there's a couple. There's like 1 or 2 I think that she'll play on like a playlist in the kitchen or whatever. But like, it's not like the Tortured Poets win or Midnights or the what is it? What is the one where she's got the Bon Iver win, the folklore or something? Like,
well, I would tell you, like for me, I'm not a Swiftie.
Yeah,
I did go to the Eras tour.
Yeah,
not a Swiftie, but I did go to the Eras tour.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I don't listen to her music regularly unless you just hear it out in the world. But I would tell you the Lover album, I listened to a bunch. Like when it came out. Like I would listen to it on flights. Like I went back to that over and over and over again. And this one, I just never went back to. I listened to it, and now I just hear the songs when I hear them. But I never went back to it.
Yeah, I've got a. I don't even think I added the songs from the new album. No, I haven't even added the songs from the new album on here. I've got a 2-hour Taylor Swift playlist on my iPhone, on my Apple Music. Yeah, and I don't even have songs from the Showgirl album on here yet.
Yeah.
I think Taylor's got some really good music.
Yeah, but I didn't notice. I never went back to that album. Like I went back to some albums, but I never went back to that album. And that's the way I listen to music. I listen to everything.
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter album comes out, I listen to that. Harry Styles album comes out, I listen to that. Jid album comes out, I listen to that. Baby Keem album comes out, I listen to just about every big thing that comes out.
That's the one I've gone back to. I don't go back to a ton of, I think it's an old thing. I'm getting older and I just don't listen to music the same way anymore. But so I don't really I'll listen to the album for a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then I just really don't ever go back to it. I'm going back to the Keem album.
That's like my favorite album of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we'll still listen to that all the time.
Yeah.
But I give it everything that comes out one shot. I'll listen to it. And if it grabs me, I'll go back to it. But I don't go back to most things, and I did not go back to that latest Taylor Swift album.
Yeah,
she got 0 awards last night. It's fan voting, which I guess serves a purpose, but it doesn't. It leads. I don't know. I don't like fan voting. I'd rather music critics, music writers, music people tell me the right answers for all of these things. What was actually the best hip hop album of the year? What was actually the song of the year? What was actually the biggest tour of the year? Because when you leave it up to fan voting, it all gets skewed. And the biggest tour of the year goes to Shakira. Shakira wore tour of the year. She did not have the biggest tour last year.
Yeah, I know Shakira was on tour.
No, I mean she had a massive tour. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
But it was not the biggest. Beyonce was bigger. Kendrick Lamar was bigger. There were bigger. Coldplay had a bigger tour by every metric.
Yeah.
There's just no way Shakira had the biggest tour in the world last year, but she won the award
for fans
because of fan voting.
Yeah.
I know this is not important. I'm the only one sitting up late at night bothered by fan voting at award shows. I know this is not important, but I watch those and I go, well, I know that's not the biggest song of the year. And I know that's not the biggest tour of the year. But they keep walking on stage and telling me that it is. Fan voting leads us down some bad pass. So Taylor, she was not in attendance last night in Las Vegas. I guess if you're going to go 0 for 8, ain't no sense in showing up for that humiliation. Yeah. So she does not show up, but she was very public this weekend. Game 3, Knicks Cavs, with her fiance, Travis Kelce. Kyra, if you got it, Let's watch Travis Kelce and his fiance courtside in Cleveland as Travis Kelce chugs a beer and his fiance looks, I don't know, you tell me how she looks, Rosa.
Travis Kelce, I don't know if his girlfriend's going to like to see him chugging beers like that. Hey, look, the Cavs, whatever you need. If you got a rally beer, you got a rally cap.
So I guess I should have sent the clip with Taylor Swift in it. That's on me. But if you could see Taylor Swift, she was over there like this, kind of funny, but kind of like, oh, I'm embarrassed. Oh, you're so silly. Oh, just what did you make of the reaction, Taylor Swift? So, because some people were like, she is constantly embarrassed by him being big dumb jock.
Yeah.
And others were like, she just loves him so much. She just puts up with him because
this is what she's wanted. Like, I mean, what did you think you were getting into with Travis Kelce? Like, he is a bro. He is a jock. I think she's cool with it. There have been video. There was video of her, Travis Kelce, George Kittle. I think the Bussin' with the Boys guys. Like, they were all in like a Nashville club, and like they were all singing Taylor Swift songs and chugging shots and chugging beers, drinking shots. Like, she knows. I think she's. I don't know. I think she's cool with it. Yeah, you have to be. You're engaged. Like you know.
At this point, she got to be cool with it.
Yeah.
I here's what I bet. I bet you that just in neutral, Taylor Swift is uncomfortable with the idea of a giant person next to her making a spectacle publicly all the time, singing "You Gotta Fight," like that Super Bowl thing where he's like, "You gotta fight for," like she looks like she's cringing. Like I bet you her neutral is like, can't we just quiet down a little bit? Why do we have to be yelling and chugging beers all the time?
She is way more famous than he is. Way more famous than he is. So yeah, like.
And so I bet on like her neutral is this is not. I wouldn't act like this. I don't usually, but she loves this guy.
Yeah.
And this is how he acts. And so you smile and go. Totally different thing. But I noticed this at baseball games with me and Kelly. Because Kelly and I are both very different personalities. And like at baseball games, she cheers for everybody. Like, all right, Louie. She cheers for her son. But also, come on, Nash. All right, come on, Maddox. All right, Maddox. She's just constantly like, if you're at a 9-year-old baseball game, you're going to hear her. Unless she's in a conversation with somebody, she is yelling at the players positively, cheering them up. And me, I just sit there quietly. And if I'm being honest, there was like, when we first got into this, there was times where I'd be like, hey, Cal, come on, hey, we don't have to cheer for everybody at every second of every inning. And you know what I realized at some point? That's who she is.
Yeah.
People like her a lot more than they like me. So maybe I should take a cue from her. Maybe publicly she should be telling me how to act, not me telling her how to act.
Yeah.
And so now she goes and yells at every 9-year-old baseball game, and I sit right there and I just listen to her do it. And is it the type of thing I would do at a baseball game? No, I keep quiet at baseball games.
No, but that's growth because you've accepted that. Hey, this is what it is. She just likes to do this, and that's okay.
Like if we were on our first date at a 9-year-old baseball game for some reason, and she was yelling at the players the whole time.
That's a weird first date.
I'd be like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah.
It would be a weird place. Like I couldn't even. Hey, you want to go to a 9-year-old baseball game for a weird first date? And weird first date, I'd be like, yo, kind of loud at the baseball games. But, after a while, you're like, I love everything about this person. And if she's a little louder than I would be at a baseball game, that's okay.
That's okay.
And guess what? People like it, and people like her. Yeah.
That's cool.
You know what? Rather than me tell her to keep it down, she should probably tell me to say hey to people a little more often when I see them.
For sure.
Be a little more cordial.
For sure.
Maybe I should be the one taking social cues, not her. Either way, the point is, at some point, you're in the relationship you're in, and you smile through every uncomfortable little thing. And that's what it looked like Taylor Swift was doing at Game 3, Knicks Cavs, while fiance Travis was chugging beers. Sounds like they're getting married in July.
Yeah. Good for them. Good for the happy couple.
Good
Look at
for them.
Yeah.
We'll be back with Carryout.
Tom Brady is making a turn at modeling. I would kill to have been with Giselle when she first saw this clip.
Why is he so stiff?
Because he's in leather. Have you ever walked in leather pants?
No, I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is it?
Looks easy. Until you see Tom Brady.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Grizzlies, take your fandom to the next level by becoming an MVP.
How long have you been an MVP? Since day one.
Enjoy the great benefits of being a season ticket member. Pre-game MVP moments, including Autograph Alley, exclusive Grizz gear deals, access to member or MVP-only player events, and much more.
He's been an MVP for 22 years.
Become a Grizzlies MVP today.
Get ready, Grizzlies fans. It is time for the Surfside Can Shuffle. Can you keep up with the cans and find Mac the Crab?
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Each challenge is unique, so each game plan is customized to identify opportunity and the path to victory. It's true in basketball, it's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle with personalized planning and advice. Play hard, bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by May 30th, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it.
The Memphis Grizzlies are looking for energetic and dedicated talent of all ages to join our live entertainment teams for next season. Audition for the Grizz Girls, Grannies and Grandpas, Blue Bunch, and more. Lock in your audition spot today at grizzlies.com/audition. Let's get to Carryout.
What did we miss today?
Just
It's my bad. It's my bad.
No, it's not your bad. Everything's good. I just wanted full transparency. I am frozen on my screen in front of me. Everything feels...
So you're just looking at yourself frozen right now?
And it's just, I know it shouldn't be an obstruction, but it makes things more difficult than they should be. What did we miss today? Because even when I'm hearing you talk, it doesn't feel like it's in real time. Something's weird, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Hey, what did we miss? Here's what we missed. Victor Wembanyama card sold. You're a card collector. Did you see the price?
Yeah, $5.11 million. I would have paid more. That's a good.
You would have paid more.
It's a great buy. That is a great buy. That's his best card. To me, that is his. There's another brand that could, another Panini brand that could, but I don't know if it's game worn or not. That has like a game worn patch. But to me, that's his best card. And to me, that card should be worth. If you're a believer in cards like I am, that card in 20 years is going to be $50 to $100 million.
$100 million card.
Inflation.
What is the most expensive card right now?
Never surfaced. The 2009 Topps Chrome Stephen Curry Superfractor 101. It's never surfaced. Nobody's ever seen it. Nobody knows if it's been pulled. Nobody knows if somebody's sitting on it. I think that card would go for over $20 million.
Wow.
LeBron's also got one too that could go for over $20 million that has never surfaced. We've seen a picture of it, but nobody knows if anybody has it or not.
Makes my Jose Canseco rated rookie look not so great.
And that Kobe Jordan card that went for like $13.2 million like last year, that card's going to be worth even more in the next 10 to 20 years.
All right. Wemby card sells for more than $5 million. John Roser says it was money well spent. Good investment.
What's today's biggest game?
Spurs and Thunder, Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals, 7:30 tonight on NBC. Oklahoma City at home inside the Paycom Center, 4.5-point favorite, total 216.5. Roser, how you going to play it?
Pivotal Game 5. I think OKC is going to. I think OKC showed in Game 3 that when they had to have it, and they were able to withstand the 15-0 start. I think they got the one they needed in San Antonio. I think OKC is going to win this game.
Roser says take Oklahoma City at home. The MVP, lay the points. Tips at 7:30. Again, you can watch it on NBC.
What are we watching on TV?
So, Hacks season finale, season 5, is scheduled to be available on Thursday. I got caught up on season 5. I had really only watched the first episode and let it all slip by. But, holiday weekend with rain, get just some time around the house. So I got caught up. I know not everybody watches Hacks. It's gotten a lot of awards. Both the main characters have won a bunch of awards. Critically acclaimed, all that stuff. Anybody wondering if you haven't jumped into season 5 yet? Season 5, just as good as season 4, 3, 2, 1. It has not, that sometimes shows fall off. Obviously, this one to me hasn't fallen off at all. So if you were on the fence about jumping into Hacks as a series or continuing Hacks series season 5, 2 thumbs up from me. Season finale is Thursday. You can get caught up right now on the HBO Max app.
What's the best thing we've read?
Drew Hill's got a column over at dailymemphian.com about who the Grizzlies should take at number 3. Is it Darren Peterson? If he falls, Cameron Boozer, Caleb Wilson. Fun column with a lot of different numbers and stuff. If you're following the draft, go check it out, dailymemphian.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Tomorrow's going to be Wednesday. I'm here in Texas for Big 12 spring meetings. They actually don't start until tonight. There's a dinner tonight, and then the meetings going tomorrow morning. I've got to conduct a Q&A with Tommy Lloyd, the Arizona coach, tomorrow morning.
That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be good. I don't normally come to these meetings. I just sort of got a phone call and was like, hey, would you be willing to do this? And I said, of course. And so decided just to make a weekend out of it. Brought Kelly down here with me. Nice resorts, obviously. And so it was like, I'm going to conduct a Q&A with Tommy Lloyd and do various other things. Play around the golf, and then head back home. Lane Whitaker is going to host the show tomorrow because I can't be 2 places at once. And then I will be back on Thursday from here in Texas, and then be back in studio on Friday. So be here tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock with Lane. Roser, I appreciate you being here, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Get you over to the studio. You got 12 minutes to get settled over there. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll try to enjoy mine. Please be back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.